1990 and the 113th season of league football in South Australia. The start of the final decade of the 20th century. And for the 10 teams making up the SANFL, the time bomb had been ticking away for the past 4 years. Now, with more competition from the AFL and the onset of harder economic times, that time bomb was nearing the 0 hour that would bring the biggest changes to South Australian football this century. In February and March, as the pre-season Foundation Cup Series got underway, the management of the 10 clubs believed that the hardest decisions for the year were behind them. Now it was time to do what they most wanted, play the game. And this is the way it was, 1990. 1990 would prove to be a tough season right from the start. This year, the Foundation Cup was completed before the Premiership season began. The final between Glenelg and Woodville saw the Warriors take the early lead. Slowly, the Tigers worked their way back to hit the front. Then, in the third quarter, the pressure and tension of the grand final boiled over.
And it's Jakovic. Back towards centre wing. Good mark by Negri.
Farms it over to Fuller. Fuller a long kick to the half-forward line. Elias is up there. Klug waiting behind. Brilliantly done. Jakovic in the square. Cannot miss. Laydown was there. And Woodville have got their second.
Fuller runs his full 15 metres. Kicks towards Jakovic. He's out in front. Oh! Strike me, Pete. That's a great pair of hands. You'll give it a ride. It'll up just outside the square. Seaburn gets a push in the back. Not seen by umpire Semler. Play on. Kick towards the goal. I think it's a goal. It is.
Out comes Jack Weir. Got a chance. Needs support. Where's the handball? Can't fight it. Hooks it back. A magnificent goal. Oh, what a brilliant goal. He's third.
They appeared to just halt momentarily. Oh, big leap there from Negri, and that's a great mark.
Flanked by Thompson. Uses his pace to straighten up. Then a long kick. You love in the square. Getting back O'Dwyer. Oh, that's a real gutsy mark by Des O'Dwyer. Going the same way as the flight of the footy. Kicks back towards the half-back flank. Champion Bartlett. Champion in front. Over the top. Great mark. Gee whiz, he's playing a super game at centre half-back.
Boundary line fairly close there as Lamb applies the pressure. Simon's back onto the ground after being removed in the first term. Not sure what the reason was. Taps it back towards Mansell, the boy from Penola, over towards Jamison. Now Jamison puts it up towards the head of the square. Back there was Negri. Oh, and that's a goal.
Bow builds as well, drives long, one-on-one up towards full forward. Bumped away, well, that could be dangerous. If Lamb gets there first, hooks goal. Oh, what a mistake by the Warrior defence.
Simons couldn't control it. Has good recovery, though, to get a brilliant handball out towards McDermott. McDermott looking for Fitz. How's that for a pass? Just couldn't quite take it. Lip tack, back towards Lamb. Has he kicked his second? Yes, he has.
Elias, after a very hectic first quarter against Klug, takes kick number 6. Drives up towards Mansell, the big leaper. Is he going to pay him or not? Is he paid the mark? Gee, that was a big leap over Champion.
That is nil. We really haven't gone all that direct, though. Now the ball is set in towards Jakovic. Simons puts it up towards the grandstand ring. Rouvray sets himself. Champion was taken out of it. Now, I'm not sure who hit him, but that was pretty untidy.
Well, Kimbo, I saw that. I know who the player is, and it was totally unnecessary. It was well away from the ball.
Well, if you saw it, why don't you say?
Well,
let's have a look at the replay in a moment.
This is a disgrace, this. An
There's
absolute
another fight down
disgrace.
the other end. There's only two players. There's only two players who are not involved in a scuffle of some sort. And now O'Dwyer and Fidge are coming in to join us.
This is a disgrace.
It's on again. This is a total disgrace. Not called for at all. Just let's hope that better sense will prevail. The umpire's desperately trying to sort it out. Now the satellite scuffle's broken up and they want to come in and get into the bigger action.
Well, I can't believe this, Daisy.
Oh, KG, there will be a report. There's no question in my mind the umpire has seen it clearly.
Well, let the picture tell the story. Watch behind the play. Right behind the pack. Watch Champion going down. There he is. Right in the middle of your screen. Now, you saw it as clear as I did. The picture will tell you the story. Now, look at his eye. Champion shakes his head. I tell you what, he's lucky to have a head on his shoulders. It's just maybe the last time we go into attack, he's in real trouble. He gets out of it, kicks around his body. A chance for Deppman. They've got an opportunity at centre wing out of side. Deppman picks up the footy, goes over the top to Klug. Here's a chance now for the Warriors. They need a goal quick. It's a shocking kick, but it'll probably find its mark in Hicks. Oh, gee whiz, Hicks! The handball over. Doesn't find Halop. He picked it up on the first bounce. He'll kick a goal. He does a valuable one.
Up looking for Fidge, who can't get into the act at all. He did! Oh, gee! He's about 45 out, and sometimes I think he's suspect over this distance. It's going to be touch and go. I don't know whether he's made the distance. Time will tell. The umpire said it's home. Great goal.
Past Jakovic on the ground. Let's see how good he is. He handballs over the top to Templeton. It's a high ball. Templeton's pretty clever normally, and he is again as he now goes towards goal. And that might just lift the Warriors a little.
Liptak. Good handball back in field. Here's a chance now. Maynard around the corner. Fidge uses his body. Liptak shoots away, but I think that could have been touched. No, it wasn't. Oh, what a goal.
The long handball out to Marshall. He's at centre-half forward. Straightens up towards goal. That's a beautiful goal by David Marshall. I tell you what, the Bays are on fire at the moment, Daisy. It'll lob almost into the square. We're pushing and shoving over the top. Mark, has it been paid? Yes, it has. Oh, he's right, bit of check side. I think he's got it, has he? Yes, he has.
Decided to run into him instead. Oh, that's an awful handball. Kenya can take it.
I cannot believe that. The Bays with possession.
After the fighting had died down, no players had been reported. Glenelg kicked 10 goals in the last quarter, going on to win the Cup by 47 points. In the following week, Woodville lodged a complaint with the league, resulting in Glenelg's Scott Salisbury being reported for elbowing Richard Champion in the face. This incident had sparked the all-in brawl, and with Scott Salisbury saying he was concussed before the clash, he was given a lenient suspension of 7 games. With only 20 rounds in the season, every win had added importance. In round 1, Norwood were favourites at home, but the Roosters left the parade with a 5-goal win over the Redlegs. Port Adelaide's Scott Hodges kicked 10 goals at Elizabeth in the Maggies' 92-point thrashing of the Central District. Woodville started the season with a good win over South, and at the Adelaide Oval, new Sturt coach Kevin Higgins saw the Double Blues go down to West Adelaide by 1 point. And at Football Park, the youngest Glenelg team in years took the controls in the second half to run out 40-point winners over a ragged-looking West Torrens.
Teammate in 41 is Bullis. Bullis hooks that ball back. Neiman a chance again. He's taken the mark.
In front of goal he does. Neiman. Bartlett. Neiman. Great mark.
Consequently, he loses possession. Mansell, oh, what a leap. Big chap's up, he's down. The football goes out to Rouvray. Clever to Hodgman. He snaps it back towards Fidge and he takes the mark.
In fact, it was Marshall. Marshall been very quick. Great touch, the Bays. Another catch by Fidge. LBW, but recovers. Goes out towards Thompson. He loves running this lad from his half-back flank as he lines up the goals with kick number 12, and he's kicked his first goal.
The West Adelaide Football Club was divided over coaching positions and management. There were suggestions that coach Kevin Morris should be sacked, but on Saturday at Football Park, Morris was a happy man. The Bloods controlled the first 3 quarters and held off the resurgent Panthers in the last quarter to win by 16 points.
Pretty good strength to hold him out. Oh, gosh, it wasn't seen. Oh, Mr. Mackey, where are you, boy?
Taken off hands by Leon Gross. Has been a good player, the captain. Number 28, and he's served the club well over a number of years now. It's a long searching handball that finds Fitzsimmons. He'll love it. He'll run all the way, Fitzsimmons. He loves kicking goals. He's had 2. Oh, he tipped it over. That was clever football to find Foot, who will kick his 3rd in a matter of seconds.
He got that tap away again.
On Sunday, after 68 years at Theberton Oval, West Torrens played their first official home game at Football Park. It was the start of things to come later in the season, but importantly on this day, the Eagles had an easy win against their suburban neighbours, Woodville.
More for around the body. Good goal, West Torrens. Templeton, the kick to half forward, covers plenty of distance. That should be a free kick, but what a mark.
Monday night, Central and North had a close tussle in the first half until the Roosters' Darren Jarman came into the play. From then on, the Bulldogs were no match, going down by 35 points.
Yes, it's home. A great goal to Darren Jarman.
On Anzac Day, round 2 was completed with Glenelg putting in an awesome display against Sturt at Adelaide Oval. Full forward John Fidge kicked 10 of Glenelg's 21 goals. Sturt finished 11 goals in arrears, and after only 2 games, the season was looking bleak. At headquarters, Port Adelaide moved up a gear in the third quarter.
Hodges is the leaper, up he goes, he's got it. By Staritsky toward half forward, McIntosh, great body. He's played on quickly, the wide sweeping handball. Andrew Jarman, 50 metres out, long to the goal front. What a kick, what a goal.
Also quite a gentleman, the handball from Ross. Oh, how's that for an awful mistake? They should goal here. Port Adelaide deserve a goal. The mistake was that bad by Norwood, and Setri has put it through. 14 minutes into the third term, and Tregenza puts it out wide. Big leap, ball lays, he's taken the mark and he's off. The quick handball out to the running Abernathy. Kicks the ball a long way. He's looking for Hodges, and Hodges takes the mark, walks in and kicks his third goal.
Scott Hodges bagged 6 goals in the Pies' 8-goal win. Norwood were now 9th on the premiership table. Hardly a good return for its expensive summer recruiting campaign.
Port can go across to Foster. Oh, comes from behind. The tackle was Krug. Tom Warhurst, a little eager. Oh, Hodges is by himself in the goal square. That is very loose play. Hodges has kicked his 5th goal.
1 week later, and the Redlegs were transformed. At Richmond, they dominated West Adelaide. Ivan Muster kicked 6 goals, and Justin Staritsky was best on ground with 37 disposals. Andrew Jarman was now showing his old form, and 19-year-old Matthew Robran was outstanding in defence, as Norwood ran away to win by 13 goals.
And that is through.
South Adelaide gave Sturt its 3rd straight loss, and at Prospect, the Eagles really turned on a great show to beat the Roosters by 2 goals. The Bulldogs were looking for their first win, but Woodville persisted all day.
Oh, that one snuck through, and I wonder whether it was touched or not. Djakovic reckons it wasn't. And leave plenty of
18 minutes into the last quarter, and the Warriors' Alan Djakovic kicked his 6th goal to bring Woodville to within 9 points. Instead of rising to the challenge, Central District stopped, allowing the Warriors to steal the points.
Goal, and he's kicked his first. As we've had 30 minutes and 20 seconds of the final term, the Warriors have a chance. Picked up by Djakovic, the step. They kick 5 for the match. Handball goes over towards Tom Williams. He puts it up high. They need a grab. Champion storming in. Big lead. What a mark. Incredible mark. He has to play on quickly. They're running out of time. Out there is Schwarz. He takes a diving mark. It's caught. Oh, brilliant diving mark.
I reckon, Kim, there's 30 seconds to go. He's got to hurry up.
Oh, 2 absolute classics. The pass in short. Lounder there. Krieg back with courage. Oh, Klug stole it. And he may have stolen the game.
Wow, would you believe it? John Klug, the man who's been under some torment at centre half forward today. Picked up the ball, had time to turn around, have a look at the goals and put it right through the middle. What a goal!
South Adelaide, in an off-field shock, announced that it was broke and would be looking to merge with Sturt. The Panthers were in dire financial straits, and the second oldest club in the league was now facing extinction. In other news, that week the SANFL was reviewing its position on entering a team in the Australian Football League. However, the clubs were united in their opposition to joining, and the issue would be postponed, possibly indefinitely. Back on the field, and the top 2 teams, Port and Glenelg, completed round 3 in the Monday night game at Football Park.
And the mark's been paid. The Fidge, let's see how he uses his body. He tries to push out Phelps, and the mark's been paid. Jeffrey Phelps kicks down the middle of the ground, just favouring slightly the outer side. There's a big lead there, and the mark's been taken by Marshall.
Bartlett has the set. Oh, Hines went high. Lip tack roved it beautifully. His kick was smothered. Fidge, beautifully done by Fidge. Don't tell me he's gone. Oh, that is super football. Back towards the centre of the ground. Oh, Bartlett, what a mark!
Port star full forward Scott Hodges was kept to only 2 goals. At the other end of the ground, the Bay's John Fidge kicked 8 goals to bring his tally to 25 after just 3 games. Glenelg's 4-goal victory put them on top of the premiership table.
Archie is there. Fidge comes out, takes the footing. Around his body, can he kick it? Oh, strike me, Pitt. Unbelievable stuff.
Glenelg had no sympathy for South Adelaide in round 4 and destroyed the Panthers with a 20-goal victory. Off the field, the Panthers were working towards a rescue plan that would keep the club running. At Alberton, Port Adelaide efficiently disposed of North, with Hodges getting 8 goals. A desperate Central District was looking to break the ice and climb off the bottom of the table. lose this one, and the Dogs could just about give the season away.
Oh, there it is, Barm in solidly, and it's on. Well, I was just about to say you'll see a bit more commitment from Norwood. Staritsky in there, he's tackled from behind by Ghazi.
Once again, Norwood coach Neil Barm had seen Central District pick up their traditional win over the Redlegs. Rudy Mandamaker contributed 8 goals to the Bulldogs' 90-point victory.
Left foot, Muster is good. Gets away with it. Beautifully done. Good run by Rowe. Continuing to work from the first quarter as he sends them through half forward. Ghazi underneath it. Great catch. He plays on. He'll run into the open goal. Doesn't make a mistake. Natural left footer. He'll turn it back in towards the face of goal. Oh, here we go again. Mandamaker! Off the ground is good. Jarman in the way. Forward. Smart again. Always met. Heavily. The amount of talent they have and the form they displayed today. They haven't responded to the challenge. Great tackle, Mandamaker.
Sunday saw the Eagles build their reputation as a threat for the flag in 1990. Torrens played with authority and confidence. Captain Bruce Lindsay led by example, collecting 19 kicks, 17 hand passes and 12 marks. A 30-point win to Torrens weighed heavily on stirred coach Kevin Higgins. He left the ground without speaking to his players.
Upfield. Hello, he's on with Ian Popplestone. They shape up it on. Players coming from everywhere as the play goes downfield. There's not an umpire back there to take care. McWilliam drives into the lead now of Veal. He's got it half forward on and still the fight goes on in the forward pocket for the Eagles.
And that's who has the football. Now up high, kick number 16 for Lindsay. Bullis! Well, he's got a crook leg, but he's giving them something out of that forward pocket. In there, McGlashan. Well done, Graham. Tui. In fact, Neve it was. Picked up by Clark. You reckon he can't run this chap? He holds back on the kick. Looking for Sagany. Well, he put up the right glove.
Patterson used the body.
On Monday night, the goals rained for Woodville. Alan Jakovic booted 8, and the Warriors' 12-goal victory over West Adelaide saw Russell Ebert's Woodville grab 3rd position on the table as the Bloods slipped to 6th.
Burgess, well taken by Parsons. Jakovic! Oh, what a mark, what a pass. Beautifully.
After 4 rounds, John Fidge of Glenelg was the leading goal kicker with 34. Next was Hodges of Port on 26, dropping away then to Jakovic with 20, and South's David Steckel had 17. North Adelaide and West Adelaide were locked in a struggle for nearly 3 quarters when North's fullback, Sean Tasker, inspired his teammates by chasing the ball right into the Roosters' forward lines. From then on, the Bloods were overrun by a more skillful North Adelaide.
Hart's going to get the football now. He should get a goal. Hooked around the corner. Hart boots his first, and North off to a great start in the final quarter.
39 points in favour of the Roosters.
After 5 rounds, the Tigers were undefeated and head of the premiership table. Port Adelaide had lost just the 1 game to hold 2nd spot. North, Woodville and Torrens were next with 3 wins and 2 losses each. Just out of the 5 were South, Norwood and West, each with 2 wins. 9th placed Central District as yet had only the 1 game that gave them any points, while Sturt hadn't broken the ice. The question of South Australia entering the AFL was being raised again. This time the league would again say that a licence fee to join could not be considered and that the SANFL would not join before 1993. Round 6 began with Glenelg and Norwood at Football Park.
Brilliantly done off the pack once more.
Quick handball out to Jamison on the left boot. Can't curl that one back. Lip tack underneath. Oh, might bounce through. Oh, incredible.
Comes out with a football. He's going for a gallop. He's got some pace. Caught on the left leg. Got to give it back to Smart. Smart now looks for support. This way, that away. Runs in circles like the Ufla bird. Shoots for goal. And he's got it. Oh, unbelievable stuff. Goal number 5. And the legs have got 13 on the board. Off go the legs. Down through
Norwood's fullback Mark Ducker starred by restricting the Tigers' prolific full forward John Fidge to only 2 goals. Norwood seemed to shake off its early season lethargy to win by 3 goals, and now the legs were on the verge of breaking into the 5.
Unbelievable goal.
On Adelaide Cup Day, as a replacement for the State of Origin match against Victoria, we had a match between South Australian players recruited from the country and those drawn from the city. A chance to see the 40 best players in the state. The teams competed for the West End Cup and $10,000 in prize money. The country team, coached by John Cale, proved to be too good for Graham Corn City boys, winning by 41 points.
He pushed out Bennett quite easily. The handball out to Phillips, the captain of the country All-Stars. In turn to Filkey, game 250 to Tregenza. They're playing a better brand of football, the country All-Stars, as Neve puts it in and Smith takes the mark. He wants it one out against O'Dwyer. The ball goes in that direction. Phillips, brilliant. Oh, juggles the mark and it's been paid. Goes backward to create some space, then puts it out towards Andrew Jarman. Oh, he has a sixth sense, he has. Kick number 14. Setting himself Hodges. Jakovic, oh, he likes this, has the pace. He's too quick for Seabohm, and he finally posts his first goal. He kicks around his brother, or around his body. His brother's out there, that's Darren Jarman. He soccers the ball forward. Should have too much pace for Greg Phillips. Bangs it back on the left boot. Oh, that's an incredible pass to find Scott Hodges. Good handball. Brown was tackled. Play on the call. Intercepted by Smith. Beautifully read. Tregenza in there. Back to Champion. He turned the right way, which was the wrong way. And that is a magnificent pass to find Darren Smith, who should kick his third goal. Closing from 20 metres. 3 goals, Darren Smith.
Came across to Greg Smith, to Dewhurst, put it into the goal square. McAdam will pick it up. Oh, the bounce didn't favour him at all. Sock it off the ground now by Hines, and Hines had his third goal.
Shackey puts it out. A kick forward by Dewhurst. Goes across the face of goal. There's still a chance. Troy Clark decides on a snapshot, and the boy from Townsville has put it through the middle.
Bounced down by umpire Mark Mackey. Umpires have done well today, no doubt about it. They haven't had a lot to do, considering the quality of player. That's great work by Shackey to McKinnon. Wide to Filkey. Can he go at goal? Left boot at it. Puts it up. That is a glorious goal.
Round 6 continued on May 26th when North Adelaide included Mike Parsons in its team to play Woodville. After 2 years with the Sydney Swans, Parsons was back in Adelaide and kicked 3 goals in North's 10-goal win over the Warriors.
The decision, Hart across to Burton. Burton can go back to Hart, decides to snap it, goal around his body.
At Richmond, the competition was given a real boost when West Adelaide dominated Port Adelaide. The Magpies' Scott Hodges was struggling for form and kicked only 1 goal as Port went down by a massive 82 points.
That is 70 metres. Drives in long up towards the half-forward line. Sims in front. At the back of the pack, it's Burton again. Laid out Mazaire. Parsons, open goal. Brilliant start to the second half. As Parsons boots his first goal since returning to the SANFL.
2 people from
Monday night, and South Adelaide had been struggling to survive as a club. With changes to management and the campaign well underway to save the Panthers from becoming extinct, coach John Reid was still working on his plans to make the Blue and Whites a successful team on the field.
Went in for the second time. Oh, don't tell me! I can't believe it! That's unbelievable stuff by Beckley.
McIntyre
Up against an in-form West Torrens, the Panthers were 7 points down at three-quarter time. From the start of the final quarter, South Adelaide played with a belief in themselves that hadn't been seen for a long time. Torrens kicked only 2 points to the Panthers' 9 goals 5, leaving the Eagles stunned as South Adelaide, the team that was meant to die, was now in the 5.
This is absolutely unbelievable. So beautiful handball from Klug.
In round 7, the league's only playing grandfather, Woodville's Ralph Sewer, was named to play his first game for 1990. Zip Zap became the first man to play in 4 decades of league football, having played his first game for Woodville in 1969. West Torrens came back after their big loss to South. This week they kept Central District scoreless in the last quarter, winning by 11 goals. Rudy Mandamaker, playing in his 100th game for the Dogs, kicked 4 goals.
To Rudy they go.
Glenelg was making a habit of comebacks, and come back they did against West Adelaide to stave off defeat and pick up the only draw of the season. At Norwood Oval, Michael Aish played his first game for the season as the Redlegs crashed South by 87 points. Weeding kicked 8 goals for Norwood, and South Adelaide dropped down the premiership table from 4th to 8th.
There is Clark. He's got the run. Lee can get to him, or can he? No, he can't. Around the body was good. Back to Hannum. He started the movement. Toward the goal he goes with a great kick, and he's put through.
Norwood's electrifying form continued in round 8. West Torrens supporters had their hopes dashed again as the Eagles could kick only 1 goal in each quarter. Aish and Weeding each kicked 6 goals in Norwood's 23 goals 14 to Torrens' 4 goals 6. With more talented players like Sturitsky and Ducker to come back into the side, Norwood looks set to be playing in this year's grand final.
Very good to Ace, who should kick his second, and he does, and that's how easy it is.
Payne is out there with him. Clark over the top. Payne too strong. Playing well. Gets it on to Thomas. The loose man has been created. McIntosh says shoot long. Outsteam's Weeding. Oh, what a pass.
At Adelaide Oval, Sturt broke through against Woodville in a game where the Double Blues were never seriously threatened. The Prospect Oval match between North and Glenelg promised to be the match of the round, but the Bays showed true premiership form, outclassing North Adelaide by 60 points.
This time opposed to Craig Baum. Morford came from behind with a backhander. Pisani still not giving Jarman much room. But he gets a handball out to Ace, who in turn gave it to Scanlon, who finds Weeding on a beautiful lead. He decides to handball over towards Ross. About 55 metres out, he puts it up high. Players set themselves. Pittman there, rode beautifully by Thomas, and Thomas has kicked his first.
He won't make the distance from there. He puts it up for grab. He's got Michael Ace or Hall in the square. Ace comes out with a football, and oh, so easy. Goal number 4 off the boot of the brilliant Michael Ace.
Tregenza deep in the forward
Queen's
pocket,
Birthday
long to the
Monday
goal
saw
front, puts it up,
third-placed
back
Port
there.
Adelaide up against the number 8 team, South Adelaide. Port Adelaide went into the game with the news that Mark Williams and Ben Harris would be returning to the club after 3.5 years with the Brisbane Bears. The support off the field for South Adelaide was also evident on the field as the Panthers gave the Maggies a real run for their money.
Beautifully done, Rowan Smith. Well done, Port Adelaide.
Into the forward pocket area. Seemed to be a bit of byplay between Rosonico and Dewhurst. Oh, Dewhurst gets it back now across to Schmidt. Schmidt can run in a goal, gets the handball across, clenches on the right boot, and he's put it through. Good goal. Page, in fact, was he came onto the ground. Bickley, the short pass, and Steckel's got it.
David Steckel was proving to be an effective spearhead with 7 goals for the Panthers. But despite their gallant efforts, John Reid saw South Adelaide play their best game to date and still lose by 11 points.
Over the top, the handball wasn't good. This is given the chance for Wanganeen. Around the body, right field, the ball. He's put it through. He's got his first. The Magpies by 7 points. He's a left footer. He's going to go wide and deep, and they should go down the centre. Oh, from behind, Steckel. What a grab. With the tap over the back comes. It's in the forward scoring area. Johnson comes out. They're tempted soccer off the ground by Hodges. Over the top is Bennett. The handball comes out from Rowan Smith to Darren Smith, and he kicks that one just about out of the ground, and that's the game, set and match.
The next week, Port Adelaide were back at Football Park playing Sturt. This was the game that saw Mark Williams and Ben Harris pull on the black and white Guernsey again. The return of Williams seemed to give Port's Scott Hodges the inspiration to get back amongst the goals after having struggled for the last 5 weeks. Hodges kicked 10 goals 9, a higher score than the whole Sturt team could manage.
Good work by the Magpies to Tregenza. Tregenza goes long toward the goal front. Hodges in good position.
John should have
Once again, Central District put in 3 good quarters, this time against Glenelg at the Bay. In the last quarter, the Tigers applied the pressure and streaked away to win by 6 goals. Amazingly, with only 3 wins from 9 games, it was still possible for the Bulldogs to scrape into the finals.
Oh, Hodges in a chance now. Gets it out to Tregenza around the body. He hit the post last time, not this time. Puts it in for his first goal. His target is Darren Smith. He recovers beautifully. He's great on the ground. Setri with an opportunity as he belts it into goal. Hodges up. 2 runs. He's got it. What a sensational mark.
On Sunday, West Torrens and West Adelaide were locked in a battle for 5th spot. Lose this one and the run home would get very tough.
Over now to Grosser. Can he get his foot to it? Not Grosser. It is VC Simpson. Burn.
I thought it was a pretty good option. He put it out towards Morford instead. Shaki started on a half-forward flank, moved to a forward pocket at the start of this term. The ball dropped in. Lima something had to be illegal there, but didn't worry about that till he banged through his 3rd goal, and that should lift the Eagles. Straight down towards Smith. He's given some bites since coming off the bench. Lindsay, classic grab.
West Adelaide steam out of defence. Oh, what a mark! He crashed the pack. He mowed them down from everywhere. He's going to shoot to a goal that's got no one in it except brilliantly done Hoy. Out now to Page. Lindsay's clear.
At the final siren, the Eagles were 6 points up on the Bloods, and after 9 rounds, 5 appeared settled.
Goes for home and he's got it. Oh, what a brilliant goal. What a timely goal.
Glenelg was still leading the pack, but the draw with West meant that they were only half a game ahead of Port Adelaide. Norwood and North had won 6 of their 9 games and would have to strike real trouble to miss out on the finals. West Torrens in 5th place were a game and a half in front of West Adelaide. Woodville, South and Central District had experienced limited success, but each still had a chance to take a place in the major round. With only 1 victory for the season, Sturt would have to prepare for 1991. Glenelg's John Fidge was leading the goal kickers with 50 goals after 9 rounds. Port's Scott Hodges had found his form again and was tied with the Warriors' Alan Jakovic on 45. A gap then to Weeding for Norwood on 32 and South's David Steckel on 30. A worrying sign of the times was the poor attendance for South and Woodville at Football Park. Woodville was keen to join Torrens in using the league's headquarters as their home ground in 1991, and Port Adelaide was also a contender to move from Alberton to Football Park. On a fine, cool day, only 2,600 people saw South defeat Woodville by 7 points. And at Richmond, 2,900 witnessed Sturt losing another game to West. At Prospect, the three-quarter time, the scores were tied at 6 goals, 7 apiece. In the last quarter, Norwood kept the Roosters to only 1 point, winning 10 goals, 14 to 6 goals, 8. Torrens and Woodville were the subject of rumours about amalgamation, but there were no thoughts of playing together at Woodville as the two teams fought for a chance of 5th place on the ladder. Torrens finished 15 points in arrears and slipped out of the 5. The Norwood Port game was moved from the parade to Football Park on Sunday, producing a bumper crowd of 21,000 and high-class footy. At three-quarter time, Port Adelaide held the lead by 1 goal and they were playing well. Norwood, playing just as well, had Andrew Jarman, Stephen Rowe and ruckman David Pittman really firing up their teammates.
Gets the kick away, Hodges out in front. First there was Hutton. Gives a handball across, Rowan Smith. 2 in a minute, round 1, hooks. The crowd tell the rest. 5th kick, 2nd goal. Michael Ace at the back of the pack. He comes out with a footy. Ross, chance for the legs now. Thomas puts it out. Out goes Weeding. Beautifully put.
It would almost decide the result. So Norwood must hang on or at least maybe even get another goal before three-quarter time. Ace with an opportunity if they can work it out. Thomas, can he make amends? He goes in from 15 metres. Oh, the Redlegs! They get 1 back. His 2nd. Now Ross, if he can control it. Has Scanlon short, wants to go backwards, decides he'll go forward instead. Not a bad decision. Paid underneath it. Good mark. Port Adelaide go forward. Opportunity, Hodges. Player in the square. Smith, he's got it.
Caught on the left leg, can he hook back into the square? Looks for Payne. Payne goes down, could be holding the ball. Play on is the call. Here's a chance now for Pascoe. Well shepherded by Dan Tokya. Pascoe hooks. Goal! Centres the ball to Rosonico. The runner is Phillips. Phillips looks for Hodges. No, he doesn't. He goes for home. Mark Williams, good shepherd. Marks!
In the teeth of the attacking area for Port Adelaide, Scanlon goes down. Setru fights hard. Stephen Williams around the corner. What a sensational snap at goal by Stephen Williams. The Redlegs go forward. This time Suresh. Out on a lead. Pascoe.
Phelps. Port Adelaide into attack again towards the half-forward line. Over there, a great desperate mark by Clavery.
Weeding will be the target. The crummer will be Payne in front. And Fiarchi. Weeding has to do it. Roy's tackled well. Britt, in fact, that's James. Gets it over to Payne. He's caught. Taps it up. Well done, Payne. Ace caught. Murdoch there. There's nowhere to go as James' hand, in fact, gets it out to Clavey. He goes on to Dan Tokya for 50 metres. He lets fly. It'll be very...
Norwood were back as a power in SA after beating North in round 10 and now Port Adelaide by 27 points. On July the 7th, the first game of interstate football played in South Australia for 2 years saw the home team take on Western Australia. South Australia started very well, then seemed to ease off the pressure. This let WA back into the game.
Evans, through half forward, in front Bartlett, strong mark.
The ball is taken by Lamb. He puts it up high. Jakovic back underneath it. So William, the great Mark Jakovic.
The acrobatic Jakovic turns nothing into something. Wouldn't believe he'd get to that ball. He did. Not only got to it, but held the mark. Now he's on an impossible angle, but I guess he'll kick it.
Well, we'll soon find out. Kick number 5, and Graham Campbell, well, you were spot on. Jakovic has posted his second goal.
Dermott's got it. On centre wing, goes down towards right half forward. Smith, hard against the boundary line, slips over. Smith, hugging the boundary line. Collard, clever mark.
Picked up there by Evans. He's tackled by Thompson. Play on the call. Ogden opportunity round his body. That is beautiful football.
What should have been a big win to South Australia ended up as only a 21-point victory. Nothing to really crow about after a low-standard game. Voted as South Australia's best player, Andrew Jarman won the Foss Williams medal for a record 4th time.
It looks good. It's home.
Woodville hit one of its lowest points for the year when Central District kicked them off Football Park 24-14 to 9-11. Questions were being asked about Russell Ebert's chances of continuing as the Warriors coach.
Pryor goes deep and wide to half.
Round 12 also saw Norwood lose by 1 point to West Adelaide at the Parade. This loss was a telling blow to Neil Baum's hopes of finishing in the top 3 for the finals.
His North Adelaide opponent, Smith's got the ball again, handballs. Finding Shackey, double fists it on towards Popplestone. He gets the ball across to Nelson. There's danger. Oh, Nelson mishandled the ball.
West
again.
Torrens had beaten North at Prospect in round 3, but their recent performances indicated they would lose the return bout at Football Park. A 9-goal second quarter set the Eagles on the way to victory, but holding North Adelaide to only 1 goal in the third quarter sealed the Roosters' fate. Torrens won by 16 points. It was now poised to re-enter the top 5.
And a magnificent
On the Sunday of round 12, a special game between the two top teams, Port Adelaide and Glenelg. The lead changed 16 times during the match, and each team's full forwards contributed 6 goals. But at the final siren, the Magpies were 20 points in front and just half a game away from top spot on the premiership table.
Brilliantly done. 17 seconds it took.
That was good work by the Bays. Maynard wasting no time again, puts the ball in. Fidge on the lead, got it. Boy, had to work hard for it even after he had it.
Sends it in long, in towards full forward, thump clear. Here's a chance, Marty stands, delivers, and just misses. Oh, still in play. Rowan Smith. Oh, here's a chance, Hutton. Unbelievable. They made something out of nothing there.
Jamison's kick forward. They've got runners again, the Bays, picked up by Maynard. Hallahan was good. Across now the chance. Murphy didn't know where to go. Put it back to Maynard. Left foot at the ball. He's put it high and straight and through the centre.
Bartlett at centre wing. Drives in long. Fidge back there with him. Murphy!
Boundary throw in. Johnson got his hand to it. Coming through was Marnie. Tapped it further forward. Brown's handball to Rowan Smith was good. He's got a bit of space. Hodges has led. Now he's got it back. Rowan Smith has had 3 bounces, 4. Now he goes to goal with the right foot. Very rarely misses. Brilliant work. That's his second goal. Stephen Williams over the top it. Clayton Lamb as well. Wayne Marnie will get it close to the line. Handball to Hutton. Will have to kick quickly and had a look up and saw Tregenza. His co-wingman, who's on this side of the ground, can go at goal, can handball over, doesn't know what to do. Now lines the goals up. Oh, that is immaculate. That's his first.
Kicks long. Christie up there over the top. Mark Williams. Port Adelaide about to run it into attack. Setry's clear, going in towards Hodges again. Now he's given it every chance. Right on the line. Big Mark Smith. The runner is Thompson. Couldn't find him. Brown got the bend. No, it's Kemp. Kemp goes for home with a long one. Getting back on it once again.
And across to McCarty.
Glenelg didn't seem interested in the first half against South in round 13, going into the rooms 14 points behind the Panthers. In the second half, the Bays really were Tigers, keeping South to only 2 goals while kicking 16 goals 10, winning by 71 points.
Smith gives up the ball, opportunity for Lamb, gives it off to Liptak, opportunity for D, rubs it along the ground. It's Clayton Lamb who sends it.
There was more trouble for Norwood when the Redlegs fell to the Dogs at Elizabeth in what was Central's best performance for the year. And Sturt picked up their second and final win for the year against Torrens at Adelaide Oval.
It's pretty funny too.
Well, it was a goal that was a long time coming for Clayton Lamb.
Central District had almost lost any hope of playing in the major round, but their win against Norwood in round 13, along with a resounding 76-point victory over South in round 14, saw the Dogs displace South Adelaide for 5th spot. Woodville announced during the week that there'd been thoughts of merging with another club, but the Warriors had decided to soldier on, for the time being at least. On the field, the Warriors lost by 11 goals to Glenelg.
He can go directly at goal. That's great play and a perfect kick. And the Bulldogs have replied.
As Port Adelaide ran out onto Football Park, there were strong rumours of South Australian clubs talking to the AFL. The biggest rumours centred on Port Adelaide wanting to partake in the national competition in 1991. The storm that had been building was about to be unleashed. In the lead-up to round 15, it was revealed that Port Adelaide was the club negotiating to join the AFL as that competition's 15th team. The shockwaves from this decision, no matter what the outcome, would change the SANFL forever. The on-field competition saw Sturt put in another poor performance for 3 quarters. Then, with Central District well in front, the Double Blues turned on a 7-goal last quarter, still losing by 4 goals, but leaving their critics completely confused. North picked up a 2-goal win over Woodville, and South Adelaide pushed West Torrens further down the ladder with their 15-point victory at Adelaide Oval. Scott Hodges kicked 14 goals for Port Adelaide as the Maggies rolled the Bloods by 108 points.
Man to make her in front, needs support, doesn't get it, hooks around the corner, and that was a beautiful goal. Hooks around the corner, Bauer with a chance, can't quite find it. He's got one to beat. Lee comes to meet him, gets rid of him. Bauer going to go inboard, looking for Bonner. Out goes Coffey, McCarthy with him, great mark, Coffey.
Hanley knocks it out, gives the opportunity to McAdam. Lynn on the run. He puts it in high. Coffey with a job, he's got it!
It's the 2 number 20s, Murphy
On Sunday,
Glenelg
and Norwood in a close, hard-fought game. 15 points up at 3-quarter time, Norwood could only manage 2 points in the last quarter.
Maynard out wide now is Salisbury. He's going further out and looking for Simons. Great mark running with the flight of the ball. Simons, hello, here we go again, and Simons bolts off into the open goal, and he's missed. Oh, what an unbelievable opportunity as the legs slipped their guard when the fight started. Here it is again.
Warhurst gets the kick away. Chigwithen there, so too Jarman lifts the eyes, drives it forward. It's only about his second touch, that is. Smart in there, shows strength, throws the ball away. Murphy in pursuit. Smart does it well. Oh, he's an exciting player, Douglas Smart. Puts up a big floating kick, and the mark they take it by H.
It's Claby who puts the ball back towards the half-back flank. Robran up, strong mark, Christie.
Palm tells him to lead out towards the flank, so Smart obliges, and in the end he takes the mark. He's just outside 50, puts it to the head of the square. Lamb sets himself, takes the mark.
Glenelg by 14 points. Pittman, John Hall having extended stay on the bench. Out comes Jarman with the football. Or Thomas has given his opposition to slip. He's well shepherded. 45 out, 1 to beat. Gives it a ride. I think he's got the second. Brilliantly done. 2 in a minute. The legs really fighting back now. 6 goals to 6-8. Well played there by Thomas. Gets it over the running play now. Tanner 1-on-1 in front. Pascoe gets the tap away to Thomas. Up towards Murphy. He takes a fine mark at centre half back. Out wide is Marshall. Oh, kicked into the man. Well done. Payne's 40 out. Could make them pay. Oh, what a mistake. What a goal. Payne boots his first, and the legs have got 10. They've got to find someone up here who can take a mark. Scanlon, great tackle put on in there by Salisbury. Maynard's lost it. Lamb with a chance into the open goal. Left leg, shoots, and the Mays have got one they desperately needed. He's left Salisbury to do the work. Salisbury in front, over the back there, waiting his chance. Salisbury again, picked up by Elias, snapped around the corner. Oh, what a marvellous goal! The anguish, anxiety on a coach's face. Who'd be a coach?
To Ace, stolen by Thompson. He'll be too quick for Michael Ace as he skirts along the boundary line. The right foot kick in there, looking for Christie.
And needs a set, rides the bump, gets support. Salisbury out wider still was Rouvray. Goes back in Simons. Rouvray will get it next. Brilliantly done. towards goal.
An 11-point victory kept the Tigers on top of the ladder, with Port Adelaide just half a game behind. Norwood was still third, but their form slump had left them with just a slight percentage lead over the improving North Adelaide. Central District's mid-season form had seen them lifted into the 5, but they also had South Adelaide nipping at their heels. Torrens, with 6 wins, could still make the finals, while West Adelaide and Woodville would need an extraordinary finish to the season to keep their hopes alive. Sturt now had 2 wins, but little chance of handing the wooden spoon to any other team. Scott Hodges' 14 goals against West Adelaide had pushed his tally for the season up to 82, well within striking distance of the magic 100. Next came Alan Jakovich from Woodville with 60, and John Fidge had been troubled with injury but still had 58 goals with 5 rounds to the finals. The drama over Port's AFL bid took a new turn when Glenelg took court action against Port Adelaide. In the same week, the SANFL launched a campaign to join the AFL with a composite South Australian team. Glenelg got off to a ruthless start against West Adelaide, but after the first quarter, the Bloods came back to give the Tigers a real scare in the last quarter.
Goes to the front of goal. Out there is Elias. Can't quite get it. Simons can. Hook back and he's got his third. Oh, brilliantly done, Tony Simons.
I'm sure it's just as strong, particularly when you get it up in the air. We saw Maynard's kick earlier as Harbison sets it across. Opportunity for Banfield if it gets through. It does. He's a natural left footer. This is an easier shot than the one before. That's his second goal. Simons tips it up high, front of the square. Lamb in front. Good tap away by Blythe from behind. Oh, Dean into the open goal. That's great play, the Tigers, as they kick their ninth.
Filkey with pace. Gee, did he ever use it? Brilliantly done. Goss wants it out on the lead. Sets himself. Oh, Bart's over the top. He's going to get the free kick.
For the Bloods, Milliken gets the knock. Harbison got it from Barch into the square. Goss with an opportunity. He'll kick it around the corner. Not a problem for him.
Glenelg won 16 goals 14 to West Adelaide's 14-10.
The youngster, he dodged and turned and got his boot to it. High to the forward line.
In other games, Port beat Woodville by 6 goals at Alberton, with Scott Hodges kicking 10 goals too to bring his total to 92.
The big fellow with him is Goss, going through strongly, looking for the football. Fitzsimmons gets the ball back, they're in, and the big fellow has got it. Brilliant.
Centrals were looking better with every week. This time they beat Torrens by 10 goals. At Adelaide Oval, Norwood picked up a 4-goal win over South, but the Redlegs slipped to 4th on the ladder because of North Adelaide's percentage-boosting win over a hapless Sturt. 27-18 to the Double Blues, 3 goals too, a margin of 160 points.
Goss back in the square, heading for Goss, out in front, Goss! Brilliantly done. He boots the ball back in towards full forward. Goss at the back. 2 grabs, gives it back. Oh, Filkey dropped it. Gets clear, shoots. Goal! Boots his third. Up there, Thompson has an airy. Here's a chance for the man. Drisky puts out the handball. Murray looks out wide now for Blythe. Here's their chance. Blythe, Hoy looks round the corner. And he's got it. Brilliantly done. West Adelaide hit the front. A chance now, slipped over to Marshall. Marshall puts it on its way, gives it a chance, it's going to be goal! Brilliantly done. Marshall boots his first.
He's certainly having an influence now. Long kick, Marshall!
Simons will give a chance. Maynard needs to sit, gets a beauty. Mansell's on the lead, he's going in towards the half-forward line. Mansell! Well, sometimes the coach makes a move. Although he hasn't been a big kick winner since half-time, gee, he's been an important player in the base win. Siren sounds. Mansell's kick is academic. He pops it through in any case. 3 goals in the last quarter. Well done there to young Darren Mansell. And the Bays edge-out winners over a very game, plucky West Adelaide. 16-14, 110 to West Adelaide's 14-10-94.
In round 17, Scott Hodges became only the 2nd Magpie player to kick 100 goals in a season, with the 8th of his 11 goals against South at Alberton.
He's off too. He drives it in towards goal. Not a bad-looking kick. He just keeps going.
The match of the day for round 17 was between old rivals Glenelg and North Adelaide, and the Roosters' big ruckman Mick Redden was playing his 300th game.
Towards goal. What a magnificent shot at goal. His first.
Now Hart very indirect. They're looking for Jarman. Underneath it, though, was McDermott. Jarman picks up the football. He's back on the left boot and he kicked the goal. Oh, he's a freak.
This was not the old North Adelaide of recent finals campaigns. The Roosters were in the midst of rebuilding the team with a crop of youngsters and a blend of the more experienced players like 34-year-old Neil Craig.
Good body work, Darren Jarman. Unprotected goal. Have a look at this. What a genius. Brilliant solo effort, Darren Jarman. The veteran puts it up. Hart from behind. Mellick in front position. Going through solidly is Barrett. Back to Hart. Unprotected goal. It should be his first, and it is. North Adelaide have kicked their sixth. He's taken Neil Craig off. He put Ashley Bond on, and that means that Bond is opposed to Mansell. There's only about a foot the difference in height, so let's hope for Mansell's sake the ball doesn't go in that area, as it's now Hallahan over to McDermott. He lines up the goals. He's kicked one, make it two. That's the quick reply. Liptak at the front of the pack. And the mark's been taken by Murphy. Elliott puts the ball to ground, up high Mellican. He's played a pretty good game in the ruck, and Redden's really had no impact on this game as far as I'm concerned. He's taken minimal field marks, and he just hasn't been that prominent as the Tigers surge forward once more. Maynard to McDermott, and the captain, he's kicked his third goal.
In he comes, punches the ball forward. Parsons is the target. He takes a grab, and that's what they need, the Roosters.
Parsons too slow to pick up that player. So Gibbs has done well when kicking out from fullback, just picking off his options. And this one's anyone's game at the moment. Out towards Liptak, gets the handball away. Taken by Dixon, over the top to Jarman. He in turn puts it out to Ryan, likewise to Craig, so they've worked it well out of defence.
Today, the Roosters' combination worked, and North Adelaide showed that their talents would not go unnoticed in the major round. The final scores saw North Adelaide win with 16 goals 15 to the Bay's 13-12. Glenelg gave up top spot on the ladder to Port Adelaide.
He puts it in looking for Parsons. Duthie gets there late, still applied the spoil. Craig back towards Dixon, back to Craig, back to Hart on the left boot. He kicked his last one with the left boot. He's kicked another one with the left boot. And that means that Hart has kicked now 3 goals. Ashley Bond is back.
In round 18, North beat South Adelaide by 6 goals. West Adelaide picked up another valuable win over Torrens, eliminating the Eagles from the finals.
He's got the breeze at his back. Out the way to Parsons.
Woodville lost by 103 points to Norwood, and they too would now miss the 1990 major round.
Knee problem earlier in the year, recovered well from that.
Central District dominated Glenelg in the first half at Elizabeth, but at the final siren, the Dogs were 4 goals behind. History at the Adelaide Oval when Scott Hodges became the first league player to kick 10 or more goals in 4 successive matches. The Magpie forward booted 11 of Port's 34 goals to Sturt's 10 goals 14.
Back in the centre, umpire David.
As a result of the Port Adelaide AFL drama and the strong possibility of there being a South Australian team in the AFL in 1991, the West Torrens and Woodville football clubs announced plans to amalgamate at the end of the 1990 season. Both teams were struggling to make financial headway and felt that with leaner times to come, now was the time to look to the future in a move that was endorsed by the members of both clubs.
The opportunity.
In round 19, Torrens were beaten by Glenelg by 75 points and now occupied 9th position on the ladder. The good news for Glenelg, with the finals just 2 weeks away, was the return of John Fidge, kicking 8 goals.
Copplestone, Fidge again. Fidge around the corner, hooks the bounce will determine. He's got one. Fidge number 6.
It's 1-on-1 again. Fidge the opportunity. One hand at it. No mark. Well played by Jamison. Fidge still working hard. Can he get it up? He can. Oh, unselfish across to Hallahan.
No doubt about John Fidge.
Puts in that area. Again, it's 1-on-1. Fidge is in front. Takes it on the second grab.
Here's a chance now for Tony Filkey.
Norwood meekly gave in to North Adelaide and gave up all hopes of finishing with a double chance, losing by 69 points. The Redlegs lost captain Gary McIntosh for 4 matches after he was suspended for striking North's Kim Klomp. Norwood's Michael Aish had also been reported for striking, but escaped with a reprimand. West Adelaide Simon Byrne kicked 7 goals as the Bloods beat Sturt by 51 points. However, the Bloods jumped into 5th place with an unconvincing display against the Wooden Spooners. And now, with 1 round to go, West and South would play off for a place in the finals.
West Adelaide Ram on goal number 18.
we've got a magnificent
Woodville and
day
Torrens
for it.
played their
A packed
emotional
stadium
last game at Adelaide
and a
Oval.
great game at
The
hand.
Warriors' Ralph Sewer
Off the
retired
ground
after
goes Brown. He pushes it
394
forward as
games.
far as Geneva. The
Alan
Red Wings
Jakovic kicked his 100th
on
goal
the
for the
offensive
season,
already as
and the
Hutton
Eagles'
goes
Ian
forward.
Hanna
He
played
looks
his
for
200th
Hodges out
game
on
and
the
kicked the
lead.
last
Beautiful
goal for the
hands
West
to get it
Torrens
over to
Football
Smith.
Club.
That was magnificent.
But the
Slick
final
work,
scores
short.
didn't matter as the two clubs joined to celebrate the end of an era. Next year, they would be the Woodville West Torrens Football Club, to be known as the Eagles.
Maynard holding on his hammer. What will the umpire do? Lets it play on. Good decision.
Port Adelaide had considered that Norwood would be a real stumbling block during the finals, but in round 20, the Redlegs couldn't answer the challenge as the Magpies charged into their 41st final series since World War II. Port Adelaide kicked 21-24, Norwood 9-14.
Centre half forward. Phillips is there with Robran. Phillips strong. That is a good mark.
At Glenelg, the Tigers fans saw a slick, tight performance from their team as the Bays demolished Sturt by 139 points. This was an emotional day for Glenelg as rover Kim Hodgman played his 344th and final game.
More than anything else, and probably consider himself lucky. Around the corner, James. Oh, he's kicked a goal. What a magnificent goal for the forward pack.
And the South Adelaide story of rags to riches continued at Richmond Oval, where the Panthers defeated West Adelaide by 54 points and grabbed their chance to play in the major round.
From behind, that's a big leap by Hodges and a beauty. Into the centre of the ground, Robran. Nice take on the first grab, looking inboard, finds Andrew Jarman, short, Aish on the lead, well passed, and well taken by Michael Aish. He kicked the ball from about 50 metres out, and the Port crowd have booed him all day, but this will be his 10th kick, playing in that forward pocket area. Long toward goals, it won't be touched. Aish has put it through.
He leaves through the centre of the ground. Underneath it is Robran. Phillips behind. 2 grabs.
He's had a couple of bounces through toward half forward, into the full forward area. Perfectly placed kick to Aish. 10th handball to Williams. Brown is there. He's got the ball, getting the Bronx cheer from the Norwood supporters. Hodges is there. Got the opportunity. Around the body. And he's put it through. That's his 6th. Gets around one player. Gets around the second. And couldn't quite get it to the third. In fact, he found Michael Aish. He looked for Aish. Aish around the body. That is a magical goal from Aish in the forward pocket. Williams made Johnson work hard, but he picked it up nicely to Geneva. Geneva inboard to Wanganeen. Picked it up toward the goal. Can be shifted through. Is by Hodges.
Tregenza. Watch him run. Williams next. Hines has a chance. Tregenza keeps running. Gets it back. What a brilliant piece of work. He deserves a goal and gets it. That's what hard work's about. That's great football from the Magpies.
After 20 home and away games, Port Adelaide was minor premier, with Glenelg just half a game behind. North Adelaide was third and, like Glenelg, would have a double chance in the finals. After an expensive recruiting campaign, Norwood had finished 4th and would face 5th place South Adelaide in the elimination final. The remaining 5 teams had finished their season. West Adelaide had missed the finals by just half a game, and Central District had slipped back to 7th place. Woodville and Torrens would now join to become a stronger team in the local competition, while Sturt finished with the wooden spoon and would need an injection of talent to make it competitive in 1991. With 127 goals for the season, Scott Hodges was the Ken Farmer medalist. He had a chance of eclipsing the club record of 146 set by Tim Evans in 1980. Woodville's Alan Jakovic was the league's 2nd highest goal kicker with 101, and he was 4th Woodville player to kick the ton. Injury probably prevented Glenelg's John Fidge from being the 3rd player this season to kick 100 goals. He finished the minor round with a total of 74. With the Ken Farmer medal in his bag, Port Adelaide's prolific full forward Scott Hodges was also voted as the 1990 Magarey medalist with 16 votes. 19-year-old Hodges became only the 2nd full forward to win the medal, and the favourites, such as Darryl Hart and Darren Jarman, finished well back in the field. Glenelg and North Adelaide played the first of the year's finals, the qualifying final. Glenelg had beaten the Roosters in round 8, but North had come back with an impressive win against the Tigers in round 18. Now the teams were playing for bigger stakes. Both coaches knew exactly what it takes to win the big games.
Toward Fidge from behind. What a grab.
Puts it in long. Fidge to Norton. Fidge
across toward Perkins. Perkins looks for Tasker and finds him on centre wing.
Tasker plays on quickly to Van Zetta. Darren Jarman, put your glasses down. This is all over. What a magnificent goal! Oh, Hallahan's in the open space, but he's going for Fidge. Fidge might give it to Hallahan. Hallahan's got it under pressure. Swings out a wide handball, Hart back. There was Bartlett. Hallahan through, will need support from there. Dummy to handball, got clear, set sail for goal, gives it a chance. Goal! Oh, what a brilliant solo effort. Hallahan boots his first, and the Bays hit the front. McDermott drops what he'd normally eat, gets a kick away. Sanders back to Klopp, out here now to Burton. Burton 45 out, gives it a ride. Goal! Brilliantly done with Adelaide.
That is not a good kick. It's a tumble punt. What a mark over the top. Has one bounce. Lines up. Looks toward the goal front. Long kick. Back there. The chance for Darren Jarman. That is a mark in the third quarter as he goes toward half forward. The mark taken by Burton. Oh, quickly across. Run provided by Van Zetta. Across the heart. Side steps. Left-footed goal. He's popped it through. That's his first.
A high kick to the half-forward line. Marshall, courage. Great mark.
North Adelaide have also scored 3 goals. In the centre again, McDermott working hard. Puts the ball toward the half-forward area. From behind, Lamb. That's a mark. Can you get paid at Lamb now? Has he got time?
Got to go long, Brian.
Fidge is calling for it. He's gone for the torpedo. It's covered a good 70 metres. Will it be shepherded through? It's a goal. That's his second. And that is enormous, Clayton Lamb.
On the left leg, goes in long. Lamb's the leaper. Oh, off the fingers. Chick Whitten. Oh, I don't know whether he's got it or not. Goal! Oh, what a goal. I think he missed the handle. Booted his first, and the Bays off to a great start in the final quarter. Marshall, Redden swings out a pass wide. Here's a chance, Klomp. Gives it away, Darren Jarman. He's got a vacant paddock. Here's the go, he could go all the way. Goes around one, gets caught on the left, goes with the left foot, gives it a ride again. Oh, what an unbelievable goal. Goal number 3, he's done it again.
Down Brown, he's got the handball across to Marshall. Marshall through half forward, puts it up, Fidge from behind, uses the body, the ball goes over the back. Can he soccer? He can.
Glenelg's win was an important step to the grand final. They would now take on Port Adelaide in the second semi-final. Norwood went into the elimination final knowing that it was no better off than in 1989. The Redlegs were also rocked by the news that disgruntled ruckman John Hall had retired at the end of the minor round, and prize recruit Andrew Jarman was unavailable because of injury. There were also rumours circulating about coach Neil Barn and his future with the club, but Barn was adamant that he wanted to continue with Norwood. On the other hand, South Adelaide had risen from the ashes of a club in financial ruin. Over 3 seasons, John Reid had moulded the Panthers from a bunch of losers into a side that believed it was meant to be in the finals. South Adelaide was playing its first game in the major round since coached by Graham Corns in 1984.
Off a little bit of steam, will go in 6 points down to South Adelaide, 3-6-24.
Paul Page called the play on. He's opened up the face of goal somewhat. He got around his opponent in Ducker. Now he drives it in long to the head of the square. Well, here's an opportunity. Beckley! He kicked it!
Out came McIntyre, couldn't take it. Steckel gets a quick kick forward. Opportunity now. Beautifully done by Dewhurst. He gives it to Page into the open goal. The Panthers get their 6th.
It's up here, they're struggling as Maynard takes front position, but Smart takes the mark.
Loose ball. Bennett doing good things out of the centre. Oh, they've got players short and loose. There's Page by himself. He'll go towards Dewhurst. Over the top. There a chance again. McIntyre into the open goal. He's got it with his second. An opportunity now. Out comes Claby. They've run themselves out of it. Maynard with a chance. He's under it. One grab. Great take.
As Bennett throws himself at the football, tries to get the handball out. Bickley does likewise. Great desperation. Now the ball works its way free. McCarty down from his back pocket. Couldn't get the kick away. Dillon, quick handball. Trevino, even quicker to give it out towards Page. He may have kicked another one. And Paul Page has kicked his 4th.
An opportunity to redeem himself. 11-10, 76, 4-9, 33. 43-point advantage. Great take by Maynard. They don't have any helpers once they're in tight Nord at the moment, and they're doing it pretty much on their own when they're there. Kepler works it out, did that beautifully to get it back to Page. He sends one in, Kelly underneath it. Good, strong defensive mark by him.
Now the loose ball works its way free. Dentocchio, who kicked the last goal, gets it over to Ducker. He hooks it around his body. The bounce favours Maynard, takes it cleverly. 50 metres out, he goes straight towards the goals. It's not a bad looking kick, and maybe the Redlegs are coming back. Now McIntyre leads towards the right forward pocket. Warhurst getting back there. McIntyre, 2-3 grabs. Great mark. Throw in on the outer side. Pittman's had to do the ruck work all day for the Redlegs. South Adelaide have shared the responsibility through Heath and Baker. Trevina's handle is good to Winton, to Dewhurst. He snaps towards goal, and that could be the steadier. A much-needed goal to South Adelaide at the 5-minute mark of the final turn.
Back in ruck. Pittman from the left. Heath from the right. Heath getting on top now. Pittman was on top early in the day. Loose ball, centre wing. Tanner overruns it, or Zimmerman. Fresh legs are paying off for the Panthers. Out comes Whitney, bursts through the pack. Goes over half forward, puts it on the left boot. He's going to go very close indeed. Oh, what a magic goal! Have a look at him. Doesn't he love it? Aish is in there. Then Tochi goes to ground. Whitford again. Oh, Rower's gone absolutely mad in there, and it's going to be a rough and tumble show in there now as players have lost absolute control. Clavey is in there, and this is a little bit out of hand. We don't need this in footy at all.
South's first win in finals since 1979 also saw problems emerge for Norwood. The club announced that it was looking at the possibility of merging with another club, possibly Sturt. Soon after, Neil Baum's 11-year reign as the coach of Norwood was brought to an end. Baum had taken the Redlegs to premierships in 1982 and 84 and had never finished out of the 5. The second semi-final and the Port Adelaide Football Club's dream of joining the AFL had been given a severe jolt when the AFL clubs voted for a composite SANFL team to join the national competition.
From there, they got round him. Rowan Smith is clear. Oh, what a start!
Port Adelaide and Glenelg had been locked in a legal battle over the AFL issue, and feelings were running high going into this final. The winner would advance to the grand final with the decided advantage of a 1-week break.
Put further forward by Salisbury, up towards Lamb. Lamb in front. Oh, what a mark.
Yes, well, I suppose on that occasion that he was a bit unlucky, Gibbsy, but he's on a very, very good player.
Oh, and have a look at that. Talking of good players, Scott Hodges. And now the kick goes centre field. Underneath it, Salisbury. Good spoil by Abernathy. Going through his Mansell. Clever work. Onto the left boot. He puts it up high. Back there is Phelps. So too Fidge. Christie. Gee, no one wants the football. Now Lamb tried to get a kick away. Taken by Murphy. This will be another goal. Fidge into the open goal. 15 metres out. He steers it through for his second. Big Melican puts his side forward once more. Fidge takes it on the chest.
Foster on for Port Adelaide, slips it over to Melican. The big fella had to get down. Hallahan could give it to Marshall. The Bays into attack. Buddy Fidge doubles back, up towards big leap Fidge, over the fingers of Sigwin, shoots, great smother there by Phillips. Sigwin gets it again, and rifles one through, great goal. Don't know what the toilet roll was, maybe he's giving them the runs. Bartlett floats one around, all Phillips up in attack. All he needs is a sit, can't find it. Johnson can, gets it out to Fiati, their defence in attack. Oh, out wide. It's Hutton, he's 40 metres clear, gives it a charge, and Port Adelaide have got a goal. Dean now elects to go back. He runs it back to Marshall, who's a great distributor of the football. He wobbles that one. It's not a good one. Mansell through. Oh, Murphy lost the handle. Can't find it. In they go again. Big Christie through. Fidge on the left leg. Good run through. Goal! Thought about Simons. Will come into the half-forward line now. Drives in long. Out comes Fidge. Waits for the half volley. Gets round on the left leg. There's no pressure put on him. Heads towards goal. Gets it a chance. Great start for the Bays in the second half. Marshall 30 metres clear. If he can keep it in play, the Bays have got a chance. Off goes Fidge. In the square is Murphy. He's going to give Murphy the set up over the top. Mansell through.
They've lifted their work rate, the Port Adelaide side. Back there is Wanganeen searching for the crumbs. Taking them though is Jennifer. He's been quiet, but I tell you what, he's kept the goal. And Port Adelaide fight back to the Tigers, who are kicking into the breeze. The ball tapped down towards Melican. Back to Bartlett's played a great game this afternoon. Puts it up high. Oh, there's the grab by Christie, and he's caused a headache up forward. Chig Whidden's been a live wire since coming onto the ground. Right there's the push. He's taken the mark, and he has kicked his 6th goal. Hanover looking to drive long down to Hodges. Duthie back there. Hodges off, great mark. No question of that one.
Throws it out now. Hallahan, well done. Gives it back inboard now to McDermott. Hooks high in towards the forward pocket. Murphy, great mark.
He's a great player, but he's found it difficult today. This man hasn't. He's been a star. Little George, that is magnificent. The handball goes over towards Williams. They have the numbers. They have the players as the ball is put forward. Hines sets himself. Hodges is playing at centre half forward, I think, and he's taken the mark. And Glenelg players are running, and they're running hard. The ball goes out to Chig Whitney. He'll have to sit underneath it, and does, and takes a good mark. The desperation was commendable by Williams, but he couldn't get back in time. And little Chig Whitney, he is off. He's had an impact on the game since replacing the injured Lamb. As down goes Salisbury, he took the mark. It was a fair bump, and he'll make no bones about it, this man. It's been one of Port's better players, puts it up, and Darren Smith takes a mark and plays on quickly with a handball to Tregenza. He goes over the top, and David Hines kicks a goal. They're still in it as they kick their 12th goal. Hodges, great desperation by Bartlett. It's been one of the better games I've seen Alan Bartlett play. It's now picked up by Hutton. He also has been a quiet player. Down towards Gibbs. Gibbs at the back of the pack. One of Glenelg's best easily. The handball is a sweeping one over the top to Salisbury. He draws the player in Darren Smith, gives it to Seabohm, who gives it back to Salisbury, who drops it. Now Tregenza picks it up, gets around two opponents, steadies the body, lines up the goals, and that could be a costly error to the Tigers as the Magpies claw their way back into the game.
17 points to difference. The Magpies feel as though they've still got a chance. Thump clear. Foster around the corner. Hodges can't find that one. Bartlett in they burrow for the ball. Jennifer gets it out. Simons goes in, can't find the football. In chance of Brown. Brown heads towards the open goal. And Portland right back in the final.
Greg Phillips goes across goal, out there looking for North East. He couldn't take it. Christie in pursuit. Cutting him off at the pass is Tony Simons. The handball goes
7
back
goals to
Christie.
Port's Scott Hodges, and Glenelg's John Fidge contributed 6 to the Tigers' 11-point win. The Bay's Clayton Lamb, playing his 200th game, suffered a serious ankle injury, and his dream of playing in a grand final would not be realised in 1990. South Adelaide started the first semi-final with a good first quarter. The Panthers had reached undreamt of heights and were now throwing up the challenge to North Adelaide, leading by 20 points at quarter time.
Opportunity for Darren Jarman. Grummett from behind, Jarman over the top.
In the second quarter, Michael Noonan's Roosters kicked 9 goals 5 to South's 1 goal 3. The South Adelaide Cinderella story crumbled. Darren Jarman contributed 9 goals to the Roosters' record score for a first semi-final. South Adelaide would finish the season in 4th place, going down and out with 14 goals 12 to North's 23-14.
Grandstand side he comes. Quinn is there. Smart. Oh, what a mark. Picked up. Saunders across. Sanders long. Darren Jarman's got 2 on 1. He's taken it and he's bullied his fifth.
Valuable yards into the Panther forward line, but it's Marshall. Turns it back towards centre wing. Oh, beautifully done, Ben Hart. Threw himself at the ball and took a great mark on his chest. He's at centre wing and he'll play on quickly. His target is Burton. Watch for him, but Smart got the jump on the lot of them and he's taken it. Oh, he can't pay Burton in front.
Patterson, the handball, the tap on came from Dewhurst. Across to Bickley. Wide. Opportunity for Harrison. Handball across was good. Dewhurst. South Adelaide building long. Steckel has a chance. Big hands and a big grab.
Sanders around the corner. Good word inconvenience. There's another battle. And there's a ball at half forward as Kapler has the ball. One umpire will look after the fight. No, he won't. Both umpires are looking after the game with the ball. Harrison goes short. Page with an opportunity. He goes towards goal. Oh, great save on the last line of defence by Peter Turner. We know that's part of their game they have to rely on. There's a great diving mark from Ben Hart playing at half forward. Whitford on the mark.
Hewitt does with the left boot toward the half forward area. Clisby and Grummett. Grummett, good mark. Umpire Kinnear was well placed. He was only 5 metres away and looking directly at it. Around the body goes Hewitt. The chance for Grummett. Oh, look, he can mark and strongly.
The important thing is that the breeze has dropped significantly here at Football Park, and if they get some work going, the Panthers might just be a chance. Oh, Smart trying to do too much. manages to get out of it. The handball is terrible. He's made some mistakes in the last quarter out of just pure effort. Opportunity, Whitten to Beckley. Now Port shot for goal. Oh, he's gone one too far maybe. Goes wide. Grummett shot for goal. Kicked his third.
Kim Klomp will take plenty of time because that's on North Adelaide's side. Well, he's not, in fact. He's putting the ball in long and deep. That right, it's long and deep. And, Darren Jarman. That's a push out, or is it a goal? It's a goal. Well, he had all of us fooled. Umpire Rick Kinnear stood there and watched. Darren Jarman thought, I think, that he'd pushed the player in the back.
The entry of an Adelaide team into the AFL was rapidly changing the face of the local competition. Sturt terminated Kevin Higgins' contract as coach. The Double Blues had seen 3 coaches in 3 years. They were now looking for another. Central District's coach Neil Curley decided to leave the Bulldogs and take up a position with the yet-to-be-named Adelaide Football Club. Curley would be replaced by Teal Cup coach Alan Stewart. North Adelaide had been humiliated by Port Adelaide in the 1989 Grand Final, and the Roosters were reminded of that day again when the Magpies outscored the young North Adelaide team by 9 goals in the first quarter of the preliminary final. At one stage of the game, Port had a lead of 15 goals to 1, but slowly the Roosters added some respectability to their score.
In there, Jennifer looking for support. It goes back to Tregenza, rode the bump well, gave it to Wanganeen. He's very good around goals, and he has his first. Hutton, the quiet achiever, puts it out. Hodges! It's not too often that Michael Noonan is outsmarted, but perhaps he's outsmarted himself this afternoon. He has all his forwards playing up the ground at the centre bounces, and soon as North go into attack, all the Port players are staying behind, and he's just void of options as Wanganeen puts the ball forward. Hodges takes the mark. Oh, and from 1 metre out, he kicks his 4th goal, and Port Adelaide have 9, and this has been an ordinary start by North Adelaide, but magnificent to the Pies. Mark Marshall, this allows Hutton to pick up the ball. He steers it back looking for Smith. Oh, Smith emerges with the football, and I don't think he really wanted it to start with. Now the handball out to Tregenza. He lines up the goals, and that's their 10th for the term.
Despite the gap in scores, it was still a hard, tough game. This incident saw Port's Rowan Smith season finished, his jaw broken in 3 places. North's Kim Klomp was found guilty of striking. He'll start the 1991 season after a 7-game suspension.
He plays on, that's a poor handball to Brown. He won't deviate though. He kept the ball in front of his path. Out to Tregenza. He was pushed in the back. Hodges nearly. Perkins. Oh, Hodges stole it. Picks it up, goes to go. Oh, that is magical.
Into attack they go through Hutton. Up towards Hodges!
Scott Hodges booted 13 goals to bring his total to 147 for the season. He'd broken Tim Evans' club record for Port. He was now within striking distance of the league record, 151 goals kicked by Sturt's Rick Davies in 1983. Port Adelaide finished with 28 goals 14 to North's 14 goals 7. The Maggies would play in their 53rd grand final.
Mark Williams, Darren Smith, back to Hodges, and he's got 12. Brilliantly done, Port Adelaide, and Hodges is ecstatic.
The 1990 grand final was the end of an era. The SANFL was being changed as never before. The look of the local competition would have to change, with teams merging and the new Adelaide team entering the AFL. This was an historic grand final. It had an edge to it that hadn't been seen in recent years, but more importantly, it was Glenelg against Port Adelaide.
That's the bounce. It's going to be Melican against Johnson. Stephen Williams sends the Magpies.
Glenelg was playing its 15th grand final. It was seeking a 5th premiership flag. Port Adelaide have played more grand finals than any other team. Today, the proud Magpies wanted to be crowned for the 30th time as South Australia's premier team.
Undercloud with the ankle injury. Does it beautifully. Slips it out. Hutton now puts it in towards goal. Hodges! And they thump the ball away and through the goal line. Here's a chance, Murphy. Murphy, Fidge, 2-on-1. Fidge under pressure. Murphy wants the football. The handball's not all that good. Great tackling by Port Adelaide. Harris indeed loses the football as well. Marshall butters up for the Bays. He's got one in the pocket if he can find him. Simons. Murphy's clear. He ought to get it. He's going in longer. Looking up there for Christie. Christie sets. Big mark in front there. Back is Marshall. Marshall against Jennifer. Needs support. All threw out a handball in hope. Quickly it's now Jabber. Across to Hutton. Hutton inside the half-forward line. In goes Marnie. Dropped the football. Jennifer snaps towards goal. One-on-one, Harris, Fidge in front, Harris thumps clear, Bays look for a runner, Mansell against the tide, Jamison with a chance, could bounce, but oh, what a goal!
Marshall gets the kick away around his body, but once more there is Piarchi, and that could be 50. And that is the first 50-metre penalty of the game.
Darren Smith with a chance, off goes Mackenzie. Oh, great smother, Seabohm runs the gauntlet, loses the football. Darren Smith, as the bodies go in hard, Phillips tries to barge his way through. Who'd want to get in the front of him? Out they go again. Oh, it's solid football now. Hallahan has got Liptak short. And that's the way it goes. Liptak's got a chance. Quite on in the right half-forward flank. Players just getting a little toey. Caught it low to the turf, but Matthew Liptak from about 35-40 metres out. We'll sort out who's having a brawl in a minute. Liptak sets sail for goal. That's home.
3 points the difference, and a few blues breaking out at both ends of the ground, and it is on! It is on in the right full forward area. Gee, David Hines threw a couple of the biggest right-hand roundabouts I've ever seen in my life, and Hodges was in there, so too Duthie, and it had to happen.
Well, I cannot believe it, Kim. The goal umpire just looked at him straight in the eye and did nothing about it. He's still there watching it, but he must have seen 2 punches thrown.
You've got the most experienced goal umpire in Mostyn Rutter in South Australia. He would have seen plenty, and he will not forget.
Brett Dean swoops on it. The handball, centre field, the Fidge has 2 to beat. Crash through the middle, too high. Free kick for John Fidge.
He can't find the football. Harris comes away with it, drops it back towards centre. Williams shows courage, gets the football, checks on a centre line.
Hines drives it in long. Bartlett is back there, so too Duthie. He applies the spoil. Hodges looking for the crumb. Settree couldn't take it the first time, has a second opportunity, and he has threaded it.
Well, can you believe it?
Perhaps it may even be swinging down to that northern end. We'll wait and see on that as Darren Mansell kicks around his body, better known as Nigel. Kicks too strong, into the goals, kicks his second.
Good bounce, however. Milliken over the top, going through Mark Williams, look for Ginniver, try to give it back to northeast, goes through Liptak, 1-on-1 again up there. This one could bounce through. Fidge a chance, 3! Oh, what a dream! And gives Milliken the chance.
Big Milliken should take this quite easily, and does, met solidly by Darren Smith. He puts it back where it came from. Hodges sets himself. Duthie from behind. Smith took it brilliantly. The handball back to Hodges. It should sit. He has one, and he blew it. It's a kick out towards Hodges. Duthie from behind. There's the spoil. Just that time, Thompson. Hodges in there fighting hard, and there's the push in the back. Kicking from about perhaps 40 metres out. Needs 4 more goals to have the South Australian goal-kicking record, and that's his second.
Murphy goes back in board. McDermott gets run down. Here's a chance. Mansell on his left leg. Hooks in towards the pocket. Getting back on it is Fidge. With him is Harris.
And forward they go once more, assisted by the breeze. Hodges back there, so too Bartlett, Duthie. Well, there were players going down left, right and centre, and Scott Hodges is down at the moment, and that doesn't look good.
Puts it up, out steams Fidge, off the fingers, Chigwedden through with a pace. Well done with Rosonico. Fidge around the corner, hooks it back there, looking for it is Murphy! Oh, what a take!
We are 2 minutes into time on, and the Magpies lead by 7 points. The ball back down towards Bartlett. Ginniver there, quick handball to Settree, shrugs the tackle. Oh, an unprotected goal, it's rolling, it's the quick reply to the Pies.
Caught on the left leg, wobbles round. Smith sets himself at the back. It's Settree again. Hawks it, I think he's got another one. Brilliantly done. Goal number 3. And Port Adelaide kick clear 9-7 to 6-6 in the 90 grand final.
And Hutton, the first player there, but he went minus the football. Now he recovers. The short pass into Stephen Williams. We've had 29 minutes. He goes towards goal. It's unprotected again. And they kicked another one. Williams has kicked his first.
But it's Hutton who takes it away for Port Adelaide. Kicks up towards, Gibbs, top mark. The running player is Hines. Towards the half-forward line, northeast and Smith collide. That could have proved dangerous. In there is Wanganeen, gives it away, Simons, Tregenza, and it's Hodges who's bravely come back onto the turf. 10-7 to 7-8, into attack goes Abernethy, out comes Hodges!
It seems like fate's not smiling on him at the moment.
Well, it happened many years ago with Peter Hudson.
A loose ball. Salisbury under pressure's lost the football. Great pace there. Wanganeen on the left leg. Heads for goal. Gives it a chance. Goal!
It's taken by Fiachi. Puts it out wide. Simons opposed to Tregenza. Darren Smith into lend support. Trigger wins out. Off goes Tregenza. He'll be too quick for Seabohm. The old fella did it well, though. Up towards Duthie and Hodges. Duthie managed to get a hand to the football. Setri, he's kicked 3. Puts it goalward again. And Ross Gibbs. Oh, no, it's Bartlett, in fact. What a timely mark. Michael Murphy has left the ground. And Lyndon Bowe is now onto the arena as the pass goes out towards Fidge. And he takes a strong mark.
Fidge and Harris thump clear of that player, getting in there. Bartlett now coming through. Nigel Mansell, he runs into trouble, holding the ball.
He got the kick away. George is back there, though, with the football. He's going back into trouble. He may have managed to evade it, though, and the crowd appreciate that. And he's found David Hutton on the outer side. Hutton is off. Bowe in pursuit. The kick is a low one. Hodges has 2 to beat. He kept the ball in front. He still has the football. Gets the handball back to Jennifer. He gives it to Wanganeen. The young sensation kicks towards goal, and he has dribbled it through. Oh, it just cleared Ross Gibbs, and he's kicked his second. They're looking for Fidge. He has the set. Oh, there's the mark. Murphy plays on, and he has kicked the goal. And do you think the Tigers didn't need that? Now the pass goes out searching for Hodges, and he takes it, and he was still too quick for Duthie. Puts up a floating kick. Salisbury lost sight of it, and Williams took the mark. And they're being outplayed up forward. Now the kick goes in towards Hodges. Jamison back there. Hodges 2 grabs. Well, surely he will not miss. He will equal the record from only 10 metres out.
Don't back it in, Kim. Don't back it in. He definitely is feeling that knee. He lacks confidence in his normal kicking action. He's got to kick through the ball once again from a slight angle.
He's got to put his weight on his bung knee. That's his problem.
Well, I'll be more than happy to accommodate any wages. We feel very confident that Scott Hodges will kick goal number 151 and his 4th for the match, and Port Adelaide's 13th, and he has equalled the record.
Well, that's good to see. He certainly deserved to at least equal the record. He's got 1 to go now to beat it. It's a long-standing record. Rick Davies set some 1983, I think it was, when Davies kicked 151.
Coming across to meet it will be Bowe. Back in defence, has time to have a look. Sweeps out a handball off it, puts Simons under pressure. He's got to go back to Bowe. Bowen turns Salisbury, and Salisbury's in trouble as well. Kicks towards the half-forward line. They need a winner up there. Big mark taken by Murphy. Murphy's got Chigridden out wide. 1-on-1. Fidge in the square. Fidge against Harris. Fidge is going to get a leap at it. Harris over the top. Lip tack for the crumbs. He'll need support. Can't get a swing away. And Airy. And out steams Tregenza.
Simons once more. Back onto the right boot. Drops in a pass. And that is a more educated passage of play.
Floats one around the corner. Piazzi can't find it. Bartlett through. Hooks around the corner. Lip tack. Oh, he dropped the sitter. It's the second one he's done. Handballs to Rizonico. Liptak seems to have lost all bearing out there. Lost the plot, as Kim would say, and Fiachi clear.
Well, no question, Ian. The occasion has the better of him at the moment. Christie's been pretty steady, along with Duthie and Simons and Marshall and perhaps Gibbs. But there's a few players for the Tigers who have panicked, and Liptak's dropped 4 easy marks today as Jennifer gets it over towards Phillips. Full credit to the Magpies. Gee, they're a class act under pressure. Rizonico, the sweeping handball. Out towards Big Benny Harris. Waited for it to sit, then gave it back to the not-so-quick Phillips, who farms out a handball to find Hutton. They have the loose man. They have some space and they have some time as the ball is dropped into Setri. Now they should compose themselves. They're in control of this game. Hodges! Well, old B, he was almost dead in that second term, and this has been a huge comeback. 8 marks, and now an opportunity to put himself in the record books with a South Australian record of 152. He likes them from this distance. Let's ride it with him. The 1990 Magarey medalist, he lets fly, and he is the record holder for South Australian football.
Well, might I be the first to say on air, congratulations, Scott Hodges. It's a deserved effort. The boy went down for the count in the second quarter. It appeared he wouldn't come back on the ground, but he's done just that.
Murphy puts it up now for Melican. The big fellow's got a lumber to meet this one. Caught on his wrong foot. Fidge! And he's got it. And the umpire will have to pay that one. Fidge floats that one through. He's got 5. The Bay's 11. Now kicks long. Full forward. Back there is Christie. Jamison on the lead is Fidge. Well played, Harris. Oh, but Fidge comes out with a football. Hooks around the corner. That could be a goal. Whatever, it's got to be one of each. Which way's the umpire going? He's paid the mark rather than the goal. And Michael Murphy, which is purely academic. And if he gets this, it is only 3 straight kicks the difference. Murphy sent round on an angle. It won't really matter. He could play on if he wanted to, but he should not miss from there. An important kick for the Bays. They're still wagging their tail. 3 straight kicks the difference.
Soccering it is Marshall, taking it Hallahan. He goes out wide to Simons. He loves kicking goals. Over towards Marshall. He's caught on the left boot. The ball sits. Murphy read it the better, and he couldn't take it. 15 points the difference.
The Bays just won't lie down. Mark Williams back in defence. Wanganino, he's dragged off the football. And that's a bad mistake once again by the Tigers.
These two sides have met on 3 occasions this season. Glenelg won 2 of those matches. The biggest margin by 24 points. Round 3 at Football Park that took place. But the Magpies, they are a tenacious outfit. As the siren sounds, Glenelg the Magpies victorious. Port Adelaide 16-12, 108. Glenelg 15-15, 93.
You've enjoyed it. You've really loved it, mate. 3 in a row, that's tremendous. This is the best ever.
The 1990 season will be remembered as Port Adelaide's triumph against adversity. It was Port Adelaide's bid to join the AFL that had created divisions and brought about the biggest ever changes to the SANFL. Port Adelaide's bold plan may have failed, but on the field, the Magpies' 15-point grand final victory showed that they were the best team in the SANFL in season 1990.